Hi, hello, and welcome again, everybody, to another episode of Natural Juan. As you can see, this will mostly be an unscripted and purely improvised episode, meaning, like I said, I don't have a script, and we'll be just making stuff as we go along. This time, I'm going to demonstrate to you the one-page solo engine, which replaces the role of a game master, dungeon master, or narrator. This was requested to me from one commenter, and yes, this is perfect for those one-player games, for tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, and in this time, Warhammer 40,000 roleplay. Well, yeah, I'm a big fan of Warhammer 40,000, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna play Demon Hunter in particular. I'm gonna play as one of the Grey Knights of Warhammer 40,000, the greatest demon slayers of the Warhammer 40,000 setting. Anyway, I'd like to make a quick shout out to Mr. Jonathan Green, my patron in Patreon. If you would also like to support my channel and what I'm doing, you can check out my Patreon information in the description below. I would also like to dedicate this particular episode to a Christian Handumon. I remember you asking me, how do you actually play a D&D game without a narrator or dungeon master? Well, I'm gonna demonstrate that with this one-page solo engine that you can see here. So, yeah. Anyway, before we start, I'd like to encourage you all to like and share my work so that you could see more of it. So yeah, let's begin. First off, since we're gonna play Warhammer 40,000 roleplay, we're gonna start with creating a character. See, it even says here in the one-page solo engine, create a character using your chosen game system. I've already chosen Dark Heresy, the first book for Warhammer 40,000 roleplay. Yep, first game line, I guess. And yep, and then I'm gonna create a character. Let's start. So we'll be making a Grey Knight. Anyway, just so you guys fully understand what's going on here, or what kind of characters are Grey Knights, well, I'll show you. So Grey Knights are Space Marines. They used to be, human beings, human men, and then they were taken by the Imperium of Man, their government, and changed into superhuman warriors. Think something like Captain America, but combine it with Iron Man. See, this guy, this is an example of a Grey Knight. So he's already he's already stronger, faster, he heals from damage faster than human beings, but then he's also got this armor on that makes him even tougher and makes his strength, doubles his strength to totally unnatural levels. People who have played other games like, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, I guess you guys can understand just what kind of characters they are. Alright, let's get started on creating our Grey Knight. Alright then, wait, let me flip up another guide here. So we determine his origins. So yeah, the good thing about these sorts of games is that they already have tables for stuff you want to do. So if you want to change something, or you don't know what to change it into, there's always the option to change it. Everything is there. So yeah, this is the beauty of how Warhammer 40,000 plays. It's By the way, before we continue, just a little bit of history, a little background history. Warhammer 40,000 Roleplay is a collaboration between Games Workshop, the original creators of Warhammer 40,000, and Fantasy Flight Games, the people responsible for Anima Beyond Fantasy, as well as a lot of adaptations for the Star Wars role-playing games. Unfortunately, I think their contract ended a while back, so they don't update the Warhammer 40,000 roleplay rules anymore, although there are third parties, just people updating the rules for the art or the fun of it and post it online, but they don't make money. Yeah, Games Workshop and Fantasy Flight is gonna go down on their butts if they try to earn money out of it. So yeah, the beauty of these games is everything is there and ready. So yeah, let's start. So yeah, Grey Knights, Stage 1, Origins. One thing you should know about the Grey Knights is that they're not like the other Space Marines who can remember what they were like before they were turned into literal superheroes. They've forgotten all that. Okay, it says here, Grey Knights do not choose a homeworld, as all trace of their origins have been swept away during the years of training and induction into the Adeptus Astartes. Anyway, Adeptus Astartes is just another word for Space Marine. This is what they are officially called. By the way, it sounds like Latin, right? Well, the language of the Imperium, it sounds a lot like Latin. Games Workshop stated that they did that to give players and readers the idea that you're playing as a character in the far future, but at the same time, he's also, backward in his mindset. And Grey Knights are no different. Yeah, they got high-tech weapons. They can probably keep up with someone like Iron Man, but the way they think, it's like medieval Catholic people. Yeah, I'm a Catholic myself, but yeah, these guys are extreme. These are people who will shoot you if they think you're practicing black magic. So yeah. The Grey Knights operating within the Calixis sector have been chosen for the duty based on past actions in the eternal war against demons. Justicar Maligante has need of Grey Knights useful in his pursuit of the Lord of Misrule. The GM and player should discuss options for the Grey Knight's history, inventing some deed or personal attribute that lead to the character being chosen for service aboard the Righteous Dawn. Alternatively, the player can simply randomly determine his history using the Grey Knight history table below. See what I'm talking about? Alright, here we go. This is the history table. Okay, let's use our digital dice here. Okay, let's keep it to 5 side, 1d5, and let's roll. 1. So, unravel the tapestry. Through sheer guile and quick thinking, you were able to sense and thusly thwart an impossibly complex prophecy. As the stars aligned against the Imperium of Man, it was you who shattered the machinations of the enemy. Wow, that sounds pretty cool. Okay, hold on. We got a character sheet somewhere at the bottom of this PDF book, and we're gonna go there. Sorry for the latency of my equipment here. Alright then. The character sheet doesn't have room for the history, so I'll just put it on the notes here. This is this is an advantage of playing using your computer, I guess. Okay. Okay. No, wait, where did I keep that? There we go. My games. Then we put here Demon Hunter. By the way, it's also a good idea to keep a notepad handy so you can list down any changes or stuff that's happening. Now, let's continue with our character creation. Okay then, stage 2, characteristics and Grey Knight training. Grey Knights, like all Adeptus Astartes, are more than most men could ever aspire to, both physically and mentally. A Grey Knight's starting characteristics begin play much higher than normal acolytes, the common people. Grey Knights generate each of their characteristics by rolling 2d10, that's 2 10-sided dice, and then adding 30 to the result, giving them a result between 32 and 50. Do this once for weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, agility, perception, intelligence, willpower, and fellowship. After all the characteristics have been granted or generated, the player may choose to reroll one characteristic, but he must accept the second result. So yeah. Now let's start. So it's like... So each one, 2 10-sided dice plus 30. And I'll explain stuff here for you as we go along. Here we go. Start with weapon skill. When we talk about weapon skill, we're talking about how good he is with stuff like swords or just fighting with his fists. So let's start here. Okay then. 6. So he gets a weapon skill of 36. That is not a lot, to be honest. Oh, what's going on now? Okay, maybe I'm just pressing the wrong thing here. My goodness, I'm really sorry guys, I haven't explored Adobe Photoshop that much, so I guess that's why. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's try something else. And I'm really sorry about the latency, guys. Here we are. At least I got that right. Okay, so this will be 36, right? 6 plus 30. So 3. Then this side we put in 6. Okay, wait, we need to save this thing. Yeah, man, oh man. You know what, okay, let's not use this sheet. It's gonna take us forever, to be honest, if we're just gonna use this sheet. I know it looks great and everything, but just gonna waste our time. So might as well just use the notepad again. So yeah, so this will be his history. And let's see his characteristics. Maybe at a future video, maybe I'll list down this. I'll put this on a better sheet, or I can probably put together a not very artsy word sheet for this kind of game. But yeah, I don't think I wanna use this. Okay. Wait a minute. Where's that zoom button? Wait. Again, I'm sorry for being slow. This, yeah. Where did the zoom button go? There we go. Okay then, where were we? Yeah, here we are. So our characteristics, our weapon skill is 36. Our ballistic skill so wait, let's go. Our ballistic skills. Oh wait, we'll go through that later. There we go, ballistic skill, toughness. So for ballistic skill, let's roll 10. So he gets 10 plus 30, that is 40. Next up, strength. Another 10. So he gets 40 strength. Toughness. Now this is how tough he is, actually. That kinda, you know, how he can probably, the way how tough space marines are, they can probably take, you know, small caliber firearms at point blank without even blinking. Another 10. Strange. What is this? Is this an RNG problem? Strength is 40. Agility. Remember, agility is actually kind of important because this allows him to dodge. Agility 18, wow. So that's 43. Then perception. 11, so that's 41. Let's see what's next. Perception, intelligence. Well, I hope he gets a lot of intelligence. Okay, intelligence 9, so it's 39. That's still actually 30 is the average. I think it's the average average level of your basic person, so at least it's still pretty high. 40 is the best, I would say. 40 is moving into the best territories, but 30 is, yeah, 30 is average, so at least he's better than average. Better than average intelligence. So next is willpower. Now, willpower is actually very important for this character because willpower will involve psychic abilities, and since Grey Knights are all Grey Knights are psychic, this willpower is extremely intelligent. It's to be very important. 40. Whoa, that's good. Willpower and fellowship. Fellowship is how well he can, interact with other people. So fellowship. $17. Wow, that. Wow, he's So that means he's a very personable Grey Knight. That is very rare, actually. Grey Knights are usually, they're reclusive. They don't like hanging out with other people, even other Space Marines. So, yeah, Space Marines are of a different organization. But this means that he's very friendly with people. Wow. Now, let's move on. Grey Knight training. All Grey Knights go through a period of hypno-indoctrination and training that provides them with an array of special skills and abilities. To represent this hypno-indoctrination in-game, Grey Knights characters begin play with the following skills, talents, and traits. Note that many of the starting traits are provided from the list of Space Marine implants listed on page 111. To explain that statement, this means actually all Space Marines, they are implanted with organs that don't belong in human beings, and that's what kind of turns them into their almost superheroic power. So yeah, the Grey Knight does not need to meet the prerequisites, if any, for these starting skills and talents. Starting skills are considered trained skills, either advanced or basic depending on the skill. Characteristics. The Grey Knight gains a +5 bonus to weapon skill and willpower. So that means he gets +5 to his weapon skill, turning it into at least 41, thank goodness. And another 5 for his willpower, bringing it up to 45. Okay, we got that done. And then we select starting skills, awareness, yeah. By the way, when using skills in this game, with some skills, if you're not trained in them and they're not basic, you can only use half of it. You can only use half of their actual bonuses for it. So it's very important that you know that. Otherwise, the character will really have a problem with it. Like, for example, swim, and he only knows basic, and he's not trained in it. Even if your swim skill is like 40, you can only use 20 of that. Okay. Now let's select this. So unnatural strength. So this starting traits here, this doubles their bonuses. So basically his strength is actually 8, and his toughness is equal. Yeah, it's 8 as well. You should know that this is important because when he goes into melee range, strength is important. Now, let's choose specialization. Grey Knights do not choose career paths like acolytes, but instead come from a single Grey Knight career detailed on page 112. Grey Knights have an access to a number of specializations, representing the various paths of study and training available within the chapter. Grey Knights must choose one specialization. and gains additional talents from that specialization. Grey Knight specializations can be found starting on page 121. Okay, let's go there. So for this character, I'm gonna make full use of his psychic abilities. I'm gonna make him a librarian. He likes books. But anyway, in Warhammer 40,000 parlance, librarians are space marines who specialize in psychic combat. They're the mages, they're the wizards of space marines. And what they do is actually very dangerous, considering that magic in Warhammer, it's connected to the warp. And the warp is actually hell. That's where the demons live, so whenever they try to access their magic, there's always a chance that a demon or something will come out. Okay, then. Now, they have access to they obey the rules in Death Watch for selecting psychic powers instead of gaining a power per point of psi rating. Okay then, wait. Let me open the other book then. Let's go to Death Watch. Just so we're sure. Okay? Actually, like I said, this is Warhammer 40,000 Roleplay, so this isn't... I try to... I'll be including all the books in it. Not just one. Okay. Now let's go to... Now. Okay, wait. So he is a Grey Knight librarian. Let's just list it down here. We'll go back to it once we complete the rest of the creation process. So yeah, there we go. So psychic training. All Grey Knights are trained psychers, and even the least among their number is superior in ability to many Imperial psychers. Grey Knight characters begin play with a psi rating of 2. In addition, their special training and mental conditioning grants them great mental fortitude and resistance, making them less likely to suffer perils of the warp or gain corruption points, and allowing them to combine their power with other Grey Knights to create more powerful psychic effects. Full details on the psychic resistances, psychic abilities, and psychic powers of the Grey Knights can be found in Grey Knight Psychic Training on 117. Every Grey Knight knows 2 psychic powers chosen from the divination, telepathy, or Grey Knight disciplines. See, on page 126. Unlike other psychic disciplines, the Grey Knight discipline has prerequisites for each psychic power, and the Grey Knight must meet the prerequisites to select the power, even during character creation. So I will have a... psychic abilities. So my psi rating should be 2. And I'm going to select a number of those 2 psychic power. Okay, let's choose one. Let's choose 2, I mean. Grey Knight Psychic Training. Okay. And it says here, all Grey Knights possess a degree of psychic ability, which is further developed and enhanced by their years of training on Titan, the moon around Saturn or Jupiter, I think Saturn. While only a handful of Battle Brothers ever achieved the levels of power commanded by the chapter's librarians, they are all capable of manifesting certain powers and abilities, especially in the company of other Grey Knights where they can combine their gifts to create great effects and more devastating psychic attacks. Grey Knights follow all of the rules for using psychic powers as detailed on Chapter 4, Psychic Powers of Dark Heresy, with a few exceptions. I'll be showcasing that later. Alright then. So insanity and corruption, as it says here, just to summarize, they're not as... The way Grey Knights are trained, insanity and corruption doesn't affect them that much. So tend to focus their psychic training on potent destructive powers. A Grey Knight will therefore often only know a handful of powers, compared to the arsenal of parlor tricks at the disposal of a lesser psyker. However, each one will be able to wreak immense havoc in battle. Grey Knight training focuses on mastering abilities powerful enough to destroy demons. They do not learn minor psychic powers. To learn a new psychic power, a Grey Knight must also have the prerequisite psychic powers, as shown on Table 5-1, Demon Hunter Powers on page 126. Grey Knights do not gain new psychic powers through the psi rating talents as other psykers. When he gains a point of psi rating, he gains a single psychic power chosen from the divination, telepathy, or Grey Knight disciplines. In addition, he may purchase specific powers through his Grey Knight training or specialization, as noted in the advanced tables. A Grey Knight begins play knowing 2 psychic powers chosen from divination, telepathy, or Grey Knight psychic disciplines. So I'm going to choose 2. Again, so there's also using okay then, where was that? I'll go over all the rest of this stuff later. But yeah, Grey Knights are extremely powerful in terms of using their psychic abilities to the point that there's just okay, here we are. Now, this is a list of psychic abilities Grey Knights can use. So, 2 of the abilities I'm going to choose is the Shrouding. Shrouding himself and those nearby in an impenetrable psychic fog, the Grey Knight makes it almost impossible for his foes to see him and his allies. This protects them from ranged attacks and enhances their stealth. The shrouding extends around the Grey Knight in a 20-meter radius, and makes those within it hazy and indistinct when viewed from without, while not restricting the vision of those within it. Ranged attacks at targets within the shrouding from those beyond its radius suffer a -30 to hit, in addition to any other modifiers. In addition, those within the shroud add +30 to all silent move and concealment skill tests against those not within the shroud. So Overbleed, for every 5 points by which the Grey Knight exceeds the threshold, he may expand or shrink the radius by 10 meters. The Grey Knight may reduce the radius to 0 meters, so that the power will only affect himself. And that's why, despite the Grey Knights being, these powerful warriors that are unstoppable, I'm still a stealth-heavy player, so yeah, let's do that. Okay. The shrouding. Next, I'm going to choose, what was that? Warp Rift. the Grey Knight tears apart reality with a gesture and opens a rent into the warp which can swallow up those nearby. This attack is an area effect attack with a range of 20 meters and deals 2d10 energy damage without any reduction from armor. Demons struck by this attack may not reduce the damage by their toughness bonus. For every 5 points by which the Grey Knight exceeds the threshold, increase the damage by 1d10. Alright. There we go. Oh, I selected too much. Also remember, okay then, I'll just go over the details of spells, you know, the magic abilities they have later. It's just that we need to finish creating the character. I think I'm already taking too long doing just that, you know, finishing the character. There we go. Heraldry. Every Grey Knight has a personal heraldry that is displayed on his personal shield. This shield is not large enough to be used in defense, but many Grey Knights imbue the emblem with great personal importance. The coat of arms is most commonly a red, black, and white. The symbols here are presented as the 5 most common, but some Grey Knights have other symbols with their own personal meaning. Justicars and Grey Knights in Terminator armor display this personal heraldry above their left breast, on a shield attached to their armor. Grey Knights in power armor paint their personal heraldry on their right shoulder guard. The heraldry a Grey Knight chooses may say much about him, although only two other Grey Knights could possibly interpret it. See, they're very secretive, like I said. The player should choose or randomly determine a personal heraldry for his Grey Knight, selecting 2 symbols that feature prominently on his personal heraldry. Each symbol grants a +3 to 1 attribute. The same symbol can be used twice, or often as a single image on the shield. Doing so provides a +5 bonus than the 2 separate +3 bonuses. Consult the Grey Knight heraldry table for each symbol's effect. Okay, then okay, let's do random again. Although I hope we get something good out of this. 3. The Open Book. Commonly seen as representing learned understanding and tactical expertise, the book or horizontal line is a common symbol among those who seek to understand the enemy so that it might be better destroyed. The Grey Knight gains +3 intelligence. Okay. So symbol number 2. The cog has either a linear pattern or an actual cog shape. This symbol may show a Grey Knight's devotion to honoring the war gear of the chapter, or that means their weapons, and reclaiming lost artifacts from the demonic. The Grey Knight gains a +3 in the ballistic skill. Sounds cool. At least I can shoot better with this thing. Alright, let's continue. Yeah, I put it on pause. I was in the bathroom. I'm sorry. Okay, now, what was that? +3 to intelligence. So his intelligence becomes 42. It becomes stronger. And his ballistic skill is +3 now. So it becomes 43. Okay, so those look like great stats. Now, let's move on. Grey Knight names. When a warrior is inducted into the Grey Knights, he leaves behind his name along with his past, forgetting much of who he was, so that his mind might be clear to focus on his sacred duty. It is only if he survives his years of arduous training and joins the chapter as a fully fledged member that he receives a new name, one carefully chosen by the chapter scribes for its potency and significance against demons. These names are in themselves instruments of power, as much as the Grey Knight's nemesis Force Halberd or Storm Bolter, and each one is keyed to a specific foe, designed to turn the nature of the demon's own true nature back upon itself. Many of these names of power have been passed down through the centuries and carried by numerous Grey Knights, and carry with them a sacred duty to hunt down a specific demon or its spawn. Some demons know of the Grey Knight's practice of using these names of power for their warriors and actively hunt down battle brothers with these titles. Of course, this is just as the Grey Knights prefer it. A GM may wish to work with a Grey Knight player to determine what demon their name is paired with, while the Grey Knight may never find himself confronted by his fated foe, he will doubtless wish to pursue it. A Grey Knight's name should be anathema to a powerful herald or greater demon. If he ever finds himself in mortal combat with this prophesying fiend, he will gain the felling willpower bonus quality to all of his melee attacks. Wow. Alright. So I have one in mind. So he is chosen to fight a demon of Slaanesh. Just so you know, there are 4 Chaos Gods in Warhammer 40,000, or 4 major Chaos Gods. There's actually more of them, but the 4 are the most powerful. There's Khorne, who is dedicated to blood, rage, murder, destruction, and violence. And they resemble the demons of that we commonly think of, with horns and tails and stuff like that. Then you have Nurgle, the chaos god of disease and decay and death, and he's about spreading disease all over the galaxy, all over the universe, and rot like worms and rats and all that. That's part of what he does. Then we have Zeech, who's about ambition and selfishness and plotting against other people. He's also big on magic, and his thing is mostly mutations and freaky stuff like that, and his demons look like birds or octopuses. And then we have Slaanesh, who is dedicated to lust and luxury. He's the Prince of Excess, and he also has the nickname She Who Thirsts. She Who Thirsts is another nickname for Slaanesh, and it is the Eldar, the elves of this setting that give them that moniker. And before you think anything else, the Chaos Gods don't actually have a gender. So that's why the Eldar see Slaanesh as female, but most humans might see him as male. But the truth is, he's neither. So I want my Grey Knight to actually be a hunter of demons dedicated to Slaanesh. So I will make it the Succubus. His name will be the Succubus Impaler. Yeah, that sounds like a cool name for a Grey Knight. Now, we've chosen a name. Now we have experience points. Grey Knights begin play with a total of 12,000 experience already spent on their character, which represents their advanced level of power, the skills, talents, and traits gained as part of their Grey Knight training, as well as their higher starting characteristics. In addition to this foundation, the Grey Knights receive an additional 1,000 experience at rank 1, which they may spend freely on rank 1 advances from the general Grey Knight career advances, their specialization, Grey Knight psychic training, and characteristic advances. Okay. Okay then. Grey Knight advances, so 1000 XP. So what should we buy? Sorry about that. So we can, yeah, you can actually give them additional weapon skill and stuff like that, increase their characteristics. Okay, what can we choose? Let's go first with career advances. Or Grey Knight psychic training. I'm gonna choose Power Well so that his psychic rating increases by +2. So now his psi rating will be 4. That makes casting magic all the more easier. Okay. So what else? What other advancements can I choose? So I already consumed 250. Let's choose more advances, shall we? Yeah, and I'm sorry for being a little slow. Okay. Crack shot. Well, I kind of want him to operate vehicles as well, so I think I'm gonna choose drive so that he's trained in driving, at least. That's 250. $500. So we have 250 points remaining. Speak language? Any? Okay, well, Okay, I think I'll increase his willpower. Okay, I just need to make sure of a few things. Oh yeah, I haven't mastered this game. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, character advancements. Characteristics advance. Your character's raw abilities. When you buy a characteristic advance, you add +5 to the characteristics on your character sheet. Characteristics are divided into 4 progression levels. Okay. So I'm going to add more to his willpower. Hold on. Willpower. So that's 200. Oops, we got 300. 200. So we add a +5 to his willpower. Bringing it up to a full 50. Are we ready to go? Let's check. Stage 7. Grey Knights then I forgot this stage. Grey Knights then determine their additional characteristics in much the same way as Acolytes, though their superior natures mean they will have considerably more fate points and wounds than an ordinary human. Grey Knights are blessed by the Emperor, so they begin play with 1d5 plus 2 fate points with a maximum of 5 fate points. Grey Knights are also extraordinarily robust and hard to kill, and so start with 1d5 plus 19 wounds. Grey Knight movement is calculated as normal. A Grey Knight in power or Terminator armor is considered hulking, which grants a +1 bonus to agility bonus for the purpose of determining the character's movement rate. Okay then. Okay then. So first we'll determine the fate points. Hold on. So, fate points we have 4, and wounds. So that's 20 wounds all in all. That's pretty tough. Let's see his movement. Okay, it's based on my agility movement. It will be based on my agility bonus. The bonuses are actually the first digit of the characteristics. So its agility is 4. So half is 4. Full is times 2. When he's charging, it's 12. And when he's running, it's 24. That's pretty fast. Alright then. What else are we going to change? Starting equipment. All of a Grey Knight's equipment is provided by his chapter, but will include a suit of power armor, a Nemesis force weapon, and a storm bolter. Before each mission, a Grey Knight is equipped with or may request specific war gear appropriate to the mission or his specialization. All Grey Knights begin play with a suit of power armor, an Astartes storm bolter, a Nemesis force sword, and a copy of the Liber Demonica worn in a ceramite case on his chest. Okay then. Let's see. Let's just list down the kind of stuff he has. So a Nemesis force sword. And you should know if you want to know more about the force weapons. Nemesis force weapons. The most distinctive weapon of the Grey Knights is probably the Nemesis force sword and its variants. Finely tuned to the wielder's mind, it is a perfect weapon to use against demons and other denizens of the warp. Table 5.2 Nemesis force weapons covers the 6 most common variations of them used by the Grey Knights. Unless otherwise noted, all Nemesis force weapons are of good quality. In the hands of a wielder with a psi rating, Nemesis force weapons are much more potent than their mundane counterparts. For every point of psi rating the wielder has, the weapon's damage and penetration increase by +1. In addition to normal damage, whenever a psychic wielding any kind of Nemesis force weapon damages an opponent with it, he may, as a free action, channel psychic force into the weapon. This requires an opposed willpower test. For every degree of success, the force weapon's wielder deals an additional 110 damage, ignoring the victim's armor and toughness bonus. Force weapons cannot be destroyed by a power weapon's field. Okay. See how powerful their weapons are. Additional penetration and all that. There's hardly anything that can stop them. And that is exactly why I prefer to play this. Now, we are ranged weapons. Astartes storm bolters. Grey Knight bolt weapons function in much the same way as regular bolt weapons, albeit of a larger design and more robust manufacture. The advantages they gain from their size and superior ammunition quality is included in their profile. These weapons are common to the Grey Knights and often mounted on the wrist so that they may have a free hand to wield their force halberd two-handed. Essentially incorporating 2 bolt guns side by side, these weapons are issued with psi-bolt ammunition. Grey Knights wear their storm bolters on a special wrist mount that allows them to fire the bolter while keeping their hands free. Here we go. Astartes storm bolter. Armor. Almost universally, Grey Knights wear Terminator armor or power armor whenever they set out on a mission and seldom remove it outside of the walls of their fortress monastery. For this reason, Astartes' armor has been designed so that a warrior might live in it for months at a time, never needing to give up its protection. Table 5-5 Grey Knight armor covers the standard versions of Grey Knight power armor and Terminator armor, as well as the demon-crushing Nemesis Dread Knight armor. Here we are, Grey Knight power armor. So this is the kind of stuff you'll find. Enhanced strength increases strength by 20. The effect on the strength bonus is calculated after the unnatural strength multiplier. So his strength actually increases by 20. That's how much the power armor gives him. Auto senses. The Space Marine gains the Dark Sight trait, allowing him to see in the dark, and heightened senses, +10, to relevant tests for sight and sound. Input filtering provides immunity to photon flash and stun grenades. Note that these benefits only apply whilst the Space Marine is wearing his helmet, and the benefits from the auto senses stack with the benefits of the Space Marine's Lyman's ear and oculobe implants, meaning that Space Marines have a +20 to sight and sound based awareness tests. Additionally, the auto senses make the called shot action, see Dark Heresy, into a half action. Osmotic Gill Life Sustainer. With a helmet on, the armor is environmentally sealed and can maintain an adequate oxygen supply as long as the unit is powered. Biomonitor and Injectors. If the internal cogitator detects a problem with the wearer's biosigns, it can administer pain suppressors, combat stims, and antitoxins. This provides the following benefits: +10 to tests resisting the toxic quality and similar poison effects. The pain suppressor reservoir has a total of 6 doses, each of which can be used to ignore critical effects for 1d10 rounds. The doses may be used in succession or staggered. If the wearer is stunned, the effect lasts a maximum of 1 round before the biomonitor detects and negates it. VoxLink serves as a standard box and channel for any more sophisticated data transmission the suit or its wearer can access. The biomonitor feed also transmits through this link, allowing properly equipped allies to view each other's vitals. Magnetized boot soles. Anyway, when they say Vox and Warhammer, it's like their radio system. So magnetized boot soles can be activated to provide equivalent of mag boots. Nutrient recycling. Filters in the armor capture and purify body waste, reconstituting it into a nutrient solution that is intravenously returned to the body. This can sustain a Space Marine for long periods of time, but not indefinitely. For every 2 weeks that no other source of nutrition is ingested, make a toughness test or suffer 1 level of fatigue until nutrition is consumed. The difficulty of this test increases 1 step for every 2 weeks without food or Priamnor-derived sustenance. Wrist mount. This specially designed wrist mount allows a storm bolter to be mounted on the wrist and fired empty-handed. The Green Knight may therefore wield a Nemesis Force Staff, Nemesis Force Halberd, or a pair of Nemesis Falchions without giving up ranged capabilities. The wrist mount is integrated into the armor and does not hamper the range of the weapon. Giant among men. A Space Marine in power armor is hulking. This increases his base movement by 1. However, the grace afforded by his black carapace negates the modifier enemies would otherwise have to attack him. He still suffers the usual penalties to concealment and silent move for being heavily armored. Poor manual dexterity. While protective, armored gloves are not ideal for fine manipulation. Delicate tasks suffer a -10 penalty unless using equipment designed for Space Marines. The Aegis. Aegis warding within the armor protects the wearer from psychic attack, using the wearer's own psychic power. Increase the threshold of any hostile psychic powers targeting the wearer, or that include the wearer in the area of effect, by 5. This effect is not cumulative, with other Aegis effects. Donning power armor is a sacred ritual, honoring the machine spirit's history of valiant deeds and praying for its boons in the battles to come. It takes 20 minutes to remove or don power armor unaided, but never less than 5 minutes no matter the amount of assistance, as the proper rites must be observed. Okay, Grey Knight power armor. Let's include that in the notes. Oops. The final stage of creating a Grey Knight character is much like that of creating an acolyte, and the GM or player can flesh out details about the Grey Knight to give him more depth. For a Grey Knight, this can include such things as significant battles they may have fought or foes vanquish, their relationship with other Grey Knights, or even other Space Marines they may have come in contact with, and their relationship with the Inquisition and humanity in general. Below are presented some questions that Grey Knight characters might consider, the answers to which present some very interesting role-playing opportunities, internal conflict, or story factors within the campaign. So, role-playing Space Marines. Grey Knights are larger-than-life characters whose dedication and service to the Holy Ordos make for complex characters. By the way, when they say Ordos, that is actually the orders of the Inquisition. Now, there are a lot of Ordos in the Inquisition of Warhammer 40,000. Yeah, they're the people who hunt down demons and witches, that sort of thing. But the three biggest ones is the Ordo Hereticus, who are dedicated to hunting down, witches, people who practice black magic, and rebels. The second one, the Ordo Xenos, they hunt down aliens or anyone, caught associating with aliens. Aliens are actually enemies of the Imperium of Man, and since Warhammer 40,000 being a very dark setting, they are very hateful of aliens. So that's why there's an Ordo Xenos. Now, the third one, and probably most important, is the Ordo Malleus, which the Grey Knights actually belong to. The Ordo Malleus are tasked with hunting down demons and anything that comes from the warp or hell. So, Space Marines do not use contradictions or slang when they speak. They are angelic warrior knights, and their manner of speech often reflects this. The Grey Knight service to the Holy Ordos and their demon hunting focus does not mean that they ignore other threats. The Holy Ordos can call upon the Grey Knights, and this may bring them into conflict with heretics and Xenos. It is highly unlikely that a Grey Knight will stand aside while these threats rampage through a bastion of Imperial society. The phrase, "and they shall know no fear," is famously attributed to the Adeptus Astartes. It means that they are exceptionally brave and motivated warriors, but it is not literally true. Most Space Marines understand and experience fear, but they control it and channel it to a much greater degree than any normal man. This means that Space Marines are wise and tactical forces on the battlefield. If Space Marines retreat, they do so for a reason. They do not flee pell-mell before an enemy advance. Okay, I think we're almost done here. So, Astartes weapon training. Battle Brothers of the Adeptus Astartes spend years becoming proficient with all manner of weapons. By the time that a Battle Brother has entered service in a squad, he will have not only trained with both heavy and melee weapons, but used those weapons on countless battlefields. The Battle Brother is proficient with all bolt, chain, melta, plasma, power, flame, primitive, ranged and melee, solid projectile, and last weapons, as well as launchers, and thrown weapons of all classes. In essence, the only weapons that the Battle Brother is not proficient with are exotic weapons. For these, he must acquire individual proficiencies as normal. Okay, we're almost done there. Now, we can get to actually creating our adventure. consumed a lot of time in character creation, so might as well call it the game. Let's wait for this thing to pop up. Okay. All in all, one toolkit to play your favorite tabletop RPGs by yourself. And yes, Chan, this is the part where we start creating. Come up with an adventure idea. Yes, I'm going to show it once we open up the... Man, this is taking a long time. Alright then, I might as well go over some lore while we're doing this. See, the Grey Knights... Not just the Grey Knights, actually. I'll give you more information about Warhammer, okay? Warhammer 40,000, as mentioned, is probably one of the darkest settings I've ever read about. As in... Oh God, Emperor, you would want to know. This is the kind of setting wherein every day billions of people can die and probably nobody even cares anymore. The Grey Knights, for example, the Grey Knights themselves, you can call them heroes if you want, but even if you ask them, as in the novelizations by Ben Counter, if you get the chance to actually talk to one, he probably would never call himself a hero. They themselves know that they have to do stuff that's horrible. For example, if they were moving if they were evacuating people off a planet because of a zombie apocalypse, if they find, say, a small population that they're trying to evacuate, 100 people, and say some of those people are compromised, say there are infected people among them who aren't showing signs yet, and there's no way to know who's infected or not, the Grey Knights are fully willing to kill all those people so long as the rest of the population escape uninfected. That's how brutal they are. Also with the Grey Knight, that's just one example. Another good example would be, so for example, you have yourself a city, and in that city there's a suspected group of cultists who worship demons, and there's no way to tell who in that city is actually a cultist. The Grey Knights, if you throw them in there, they are willing to resort to torture and killing people just to make sure they know that they are killing all the cultists. That is another example of how brutal they are. That's why I think that's why they're even called Grey Knights, because they're most certainly not white knights, because they will do horrible things just to make sure that everybody else survives and are safe. Okay, here we are. Okay, Microsoft Word is ready. Let's begin. Let's begin customizing it so that it actually feels like a Warhammer 40,000 game. And I already have an adventure in mind. So just hold on while I customize this thing to what we need. Okay, background info. Okay then, so Brother Succubus Impaler is sent by the Inquisition to Sorry, can't help myself. To investigate the seeming disappearance of an entire population in a hive city. By the way, there's another part of lore. The way they build cities in Warhammer, now this isn't a universal thing. They do have normal cities in the Warhammer 40,000 galaxy, but in more industrial or advanced planets, they build what are called hive cities. This is like a city stacked up on top of another city, stacked up on another city, stacked up on another city. So what you get is something like a huge beehive of cities, and people live here, and considering the setting, it's not very pleasant. Hive cities are often filled with crime and corruption. So, okay then. An Imperial Guard. Now this is the normal human military. When they say the Imperial Guard, they're also called the Astra Militarum, and they're the normal military of Warhammer 40,000. As in, they're not super heroic like the Space Marines are. They're just normal human beings using typical military gear. An Imperial Guard regiment, that's a lot of people, was sent to investigate first, but had also seemingly vanished without a trace as well. That is why the Ordo Malleus has seen it fit to send a Grey Knight to find out what really happened. Okay, let's get started. So we'll start asking the oracle questions. Okay, here is the oracle. It's a series of yes or no questions, and okay then. So we're just going to use 2d6 or 2 6-sided dice that you guys are familiar with, and so for example, okay then, what's the first question? Okay, oracle questions. Are there any communication signals coming from within the hive city? Okay, let's roll. 3. So suppose it's unlikely. Okay, just demonstrating to you. So unlikely, it has to be 5 plus. But from what we have here, actually let's just use 1. 4. So no, there's no communications. As for the other dice, let's roll again. 1. But see, maybe there's another circumstances. But okay, since it's not clear what this can be, we can ask a complex question. So here is how complex questions work. Now, cards are preferable to this, but because I want you guys, okay then I'll just use a card. I have a random deck of cards here on my table. I'm just going to say what results come out. Don't worry, I'll be honest about it. Hold on. Okay, I'm drawing one card from the deck. And it is a Jack of Spades. Jack of Spades. Abandoning. Spades. Abandoning, magical, intuitive, or strange. Again, as it is with all other GM emulators or games without narrators or GMs or dungeon masters, you have to do a lot of interpreting. So abandoning, magical, intuitive, strange. So that can mean, but there have been fading psychic echoes that you can hear, that psychic people can hear. Okay then. Okay then. Now let's ask another question, another complex question. What are the psychic echoes saying? So let's draw another card. Nine of Diamonds. Failing. Failing mental, plot, or technical. I see. So it could be a failing rescue attempt. This could be coming from the Imperial Guard Regiment, since they also have psychers or psychic people with them. But one way to make sure. Could it be from the Imperial Guard? Okay. For this, it could be normal, because we don't really know. It could just be a random person there that's hiding psychic abilities, or someone who lives in the city who's a sanctioned psyker, you know, a psychic person that's allowed by the government to work there. Or, again, it could be the military. Let's roll. 4. So that's a yes. We'll roll again in case there's an and or but. 2. Nope. There's nothing there. Alright. So let's go in. Now, next thing. Play the game to overcome the challenges of the scene. So let's set the scene. Let's find out what's going on here. Scene 1. Travel. Move through dangerous territories. Ooh, random encounters. Okay, for this we're going to need a map of sorts, so I'm gonna grab a few. Let's grab some map templates. Hold on just a minute, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, wrong thing. Okay, let's try that again. Let's just make a copy. Master map 1. Okay, we might as well add some stuff here. So let's just hear +1 since he's supposed to be hulking, right? Now let's continue. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the dog, guys. Okay. Now, determine where we'll end up. We'll use a 2D100 to determine. We'll begin. So 123. Okay, 1. We'll start here. Okay, here we are. 23. So I am here. Now let's begin exploring the area. Okay, here we are. Dungeon crawler. Using this when exploring a dangerous location, such as a dungeon, roll once for each table below and combine results into an area that makes sense. The first area always has 3 exits, one of which is a dungeon exit. So yeah, here we are. 3 areas I can choose to go to. I think I will go here. So let's just mark this with asterisk. So now let's get to generating whatever this thing is. Okay then. Location, what is it? Area 1. What kind of a location is it? That's what we're going to find out. Hold on, everybody. 1. A living area or meeting place. Okay, that's great. Encounter hostile enemies. Wow, great. Now we can showcase how combat works for Warhammer 40,000 roleplay as well. Okay then. Hostile enemies. Next, object. Nothing are mundane objects. Okay, next thing is special. Five. Nothing special. Last one is how many exits? Exits. 3 exits, 50% for dungeon exit. Next, let's show off what kind of character. How good a fighter Succubus Impaler is. How many enemies? Next question is, are they cultists? Let's put it up as likely. Okay. Oops, wrong dice. Yes. Let's see also if there's an and or but. So there's nothing. Are they high-ranking cultists? Unlikely. Two. No. But is there an and or but? 4. Nope. Okay then. We're ready. Now I'm gonna showcase combat. Let's get another map here. We're up and running. Ten, 8. I'm just figuring out where my character is. Oh, there we go. Now where do we put our enemies? Four, 6. Enemy 1. Enemy 2. Enemy 3. Okay, here we are. List of enemies. So I guess we're just dealing with cult initiates who aren't very strong. But yeah, they'll be good enough for a demonstration of our character of Succubus Impaler's power as a Grey Knight. Okay then. Combat. So Succubus Impaler rolls initiative. To determine his initiative, you add his agility bonus to his 1d10. So wait. Or what's his stats? Here it is. Okay, his agility is 43, so that's 4. So 4 plus 8. Cultists roll initiative. Let's see here. Wounds 10, threat rating. Where is his initiative? We'll just add his agility bonus then. Three plus X equals 9. So I win. I get the first move. So round 1. Okay. Who was the closest guy? E2, I believe. I move 1 meter. I attack E2 with Force Sword. So I have a weapon skill of 41. See, this is now I must roll 100 to find out whether or not I actually hit the guy. Hopefully I'll hit him though. 65. Miss. Now it's their turn. Now they'll attack. E1. Now let's see. Now we can use the one-page solo engine to determine how they behave. So hold on. So what tactic they use? What tactic will they use? So E1 is going to do the following. 6. Roll a new tactic. Another 6. Focus on a weak target. Well, I'm the only target, so I guess he's going to focus on me. So E1. Let's see what he actually does. Another thing is you have to interpret the kind of enemy you're actually fighting. Like a normal cultist, how he's going to react. Say, like cancer cells in the body of the Imperium, hidden conspiracies, blasphemous religion, and forbidden creeds fester and ferment in the shadows, and there is no shortage of hapless souls ready to join their ranks. So he's got a stub automatic. That's like a normal gun, and he's got 9 bullets in it. So maybe he's going to try to spray me with multiple shots. So okay, maybe that's what he'll do. So with stub auto, let's see if he hits. So he's got a ballistic skill of 25. He has to make a 100 roll that's lower than that. 21. Miss. E2 attacks me with stub auto. That's the guy right in front of me. So he'll be at 27. Miss. Miss. Alright. Round 2. I take aim. Plus 10 to attack. Or plus 10 to hit, to simplify. I attack E2 with Force Sword. I'll have to use my weapon skill again. Okay, weapon skill 41. But I have a plus 10 now, so it's 51. Yes, I hit. And since it's 31, I have 2 degrees of success because 51 minus 31 is 21. And if you divide 21 by 10, you get 2. So I get 2 degrees of success. E2 can still react. They can still dodge or parry an attack. So E2 dodges. Let's give the bad guy a chance at least, so that people won't say we're being unfair or something like that. Okay, then let's see here. Do they have any dodge ability? Nope. So they're just relying on their agility. Okay. He's got 30. If he makes... Well, there is a way to settle stuff in case he doesn't work out, so yeah. $25. 30. So we tie. We both succeed. However, since I have 2 degrees of success above him, above the cultist, I win. That's how ties are settled. If you have more degrees of success, you win, even if you both win. And lastly, if you have the same degrees of success, another thing you can do is compare the stats. And yes, my attack stat is higher than his, so E2 dodges. Failure. So E2 takes how much damage? Let's calculate. Where was that thing? Where are my weapons? There we are. Nemesis Force Sword. 1d2 plus 10. Then I have to add my strength bonus to that as well. That means the guy will take 2 plus 2, that's 4. And since my strength bonus is 8, that he'll take 12 damage. But wait, he's not done. Takes 12. Now if he's got armor on, he can negate some of that damage. So let's see if he's got armor on. Well, he does have a toughness bonus of 3, so it'll be at least -3. Equals 9. But since he has only 10 wounds, E2 would be dying by now. Oh no, wait! I'm also using a force weapon. I forgot that. So I also get to add my psi rating to that. So it's 4 plus 8 plus another 4. So 16 minus 3 actually equals 13. But it isn't enough to actually block anything. So his wounds are still 0, so he still dies. E2 is dead. Okay then, now the bad guys are serious. I've killed one of them. Okay then, now is a good time to ask a couple of questions. For example, is E1 too scared to fight? Since he has already witnessed me kill one of his comrades. There's one way to settle this. We can settle this with the one-page solo engine. Or we can settle it with his own stats. We can use his willpower. But since I'm showcasing the one-page solo engine, let's use the one-page solo engine, shall we? Nope, need Death Watch right now. I'm gonna try and fix this later. Man, my computer is so messy. Okay then. So let's roll a d6 and find out. So it's likely because his friend is dead. So 4. 3 plus, so... Yes. Does he run away? No, wait. Let's see if there's a yet and or but to this. And. When you say and, it makes things worse. So, or make it better. So, is he too scared to fight? Yes. And we can add the additional question to this. And he runs away. We can change this to, can he run away? He could be trapped, right? He could be trapped in this room with us. That'll make killing him even easier. Okay then. 3. Okay then, so let's figure it as normal. So 4 plus. No. He can't run away. So he just takes cover. Is E3 too scared to fight? We'll put this at likely, just like E1. And that's a yes. Then we go for and or but. But, I see. but he attacks anyway. Okay, this is interesting. E3 attacks with stub auto. Again, what were his stats? So 25. 25. Failure. Okay. Round 3. I take aim. I'm gonna use my storm bolter for this one. I don't want to walk there, and maybe it'll terrify E1 even more. Plus 10 to hit. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to interrogate him after this. If I finish this, I'm gonna try to interrogate him. Maybe I can find out more things about this place. So I take aim. I attack with Storm Bolter, but I'm not gonna overuse it. I'm just doing this as a demonstration of ranged combat, and as a demonstration to E1 that he knows that I can just slaughter him if I wanted to. And this is the way Storm Bolters actually work. They are terrifying, but I don't want to waste ammo. I'm just, like I said, I'm just using it right now. So you see a Storm Bolter, I've got 60 rounds in it, but I don't want to use it all. Okay, I don't want to use all that firepower up. I'd rather use a common weapon, or maybe even a normal gun, than my actual Storm Bolter. I'm gonna save that ammo for more powerful enemies later on if we encounter them. Okay, ballistic skill 43. It puts it up to 53 since I'm taking aim. 14! Success. So let's figure that out, how many degrees of success we've made. Yeah, I'm really bad at math. I'm admitting that to you now. Minus 14 equals 39. So I get 3 degrees of success. Oh, this is gonna hurt a lot for the poor guy. Well, I just used up 1 bullet, right? 1 bolt, to be exact. So we can say E3 dodges. Let's give him a chance, guys. Don't be mean. So he's got agility of 30. Let's see if he can at least 21. Success, but I got 3 degrees of success, so I still win. So it's still failure on his part, even if we do tie successes. So E3 takes so D10 plus I need to make sure of something though. I need to make sure if the Storm Bolter actually gains additional. Okay. Did they get bonuses? Like, Here we are. Many Grey Knight weapons can be equipped or come standard with Cybolt, or these are detailed on page 75. There we go. Cybolt, psychically charged bolt shells, tipped with true silver and etched with powerful rites. Cybolt ammunition glows with an eerie blue light when fired from a bolt weapon. Any bolt weapon equipped with Cybolt ammunition ignores any protective benefits the target has based on psychic powers or sorcery. In addition, the weapon counts as sanctified and adds the psi rating of the user to the damage dealt. And since I have a psi rating of 4, okay, I add my psi rating to the damage caused. 10! Wow! Righteous Fury. 10 plus 9 plus 4. And remember, whenever you score a 10, you score a Righteous Fury. That's what they call exploding dice. And when they say exploding dice, you get to roll another dice for that. Equals, so that's literally, so 13 plus 5, that's 17. No, wait. Okay. 10 plus 9 plus 4 plus 5. 28. And you also add the degrees of success and the rate of fire, but I just use 1, so basically it's times 2. That's how storm weapons work. When they have the storm, you can double them the more degrees of success they have. So times 2, 56. E3 is overkilled. Okay. Combat ends. Alright, now I can interrogate E1, the first cultist. I go to E1. I go to the remaining cultist. So first I must make an intimidation. Okay then, an intimidation move. Intimidate, so I'm trained in it, at least, and I've got a fellowship of 49, so I know how to manipulate him, if ever. So it's 4, and since he's terrified, how do I do that? Will that be a penalty? Oh, okay. I guess I'll just... Okay, so... So I guess I gain a plus 10 for interrogation after I killed his first friend. That'll be 59 into 96. Failure. We can interpret this as the cultist uses his remaining bullets to kill himself. Thus, we can't interrogate him. Okay, rats. Alright then. Let's move on. Let's go to the next room. To the next room we go! Okay then, let's see what kind of place was that. Okay, 3 exits. So we've got 3 exits. I guess we can close this now since the guy is dead. Okay. So we're here now. This is a place we've been to, so we can mark that with a plus. Okay, then I think I'll go further here. So there we go. And let's find out what kind of place it is. I think I'll reset my... Gonna reset all my PDFs here. No, I don't want to save. Okay. Let's open the one-page solo engine first before the next. Let's just determine what kind of room this is. Okay, sorry about this. I'm trying to... There we go, back to normal. Okay, now, what kind of room is the next one? Okay. Plus 3. A typical unremarkable area. A typical unremarkable area. Next, what kind of people can we find? Yeah, what are we going to encounter there? 1. Hostile enemies. More enemies to deal with. Okay. So object, what can we find there? 2. A useful tool, key or device. Wow, yeah, we could be getting somewhere here. Okay then. What makes it special? Let's see. One. There's a trap here. Okay. This will make it even more interesting. And number 5. Five. 3 exits. Connects to existing area. So basically there's just 2 ways out of this thing. So how many enemies? 3 again. Now let's try something different. Are they zombies? Let's put it on normal, because we really don't know. Three. So no, they're just cultists again. But I think it's best we reserve this particular... We'll reserve this... Okay, you guys want to continue? I mean, why the hell not? Okay, let's just finish this scene, then we can end the video. I mean, we've already been here for quite a while. Yep, we've been here for 2 hours. So yeah, let's get started. Let's finish up. Kill the bad guy and get on home. Again, we'll open the same battle map. Okay, here we go. Now, where are we on this map? 3 and 1. So here we are. Where are our enemies? 10 and 5. Nine and 1. Seven and 1. So he's here. E3. That makes it easier for me when combat begins. So there's a fight going on. I roll initiative. So again, it's what was 4. I guess they're gonna be moving first. Cultists roll initiative. Okay then, so their initiative is 3. Okay, 3 plus 8. Wow. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna get the drop on me here. Round 1. Let's determine how they'll react again. For E1, going to be 4. So take defensive posture. So okay. E1 takes cover. So I guess he gets kind of a bonus. Is it heavy cover? I don't need to write that down. Yeah, is it heavy cover? Then we'll just leave it on normal, since we don't know. Is it heavy cover? 6. Yes. Let's see, 2, nope. So he gets a plus 20 to defense. What about E2? What does he do? How does he react to our presence? Three. Act according to this unit's role. So I guess he's going to distract me. So E2 takes aim. Plus 10 to hit. E2 attacks with stub auto, as they often do. So that's 25. That makes it 35 now, right? Yeah. Okay. Failure. Still too low to hit me. E3 takes... So what does E3 do? Five. Let's see. Seek an advantage. So I guess he's gonna try to move around us or some trick like that. Feels like one. He can like move 3 meters. E3 attacks with stub auto. It'll also be a 25, right? He won. Success! Wow, he hit me! Let's see how much damage he does. I take... How much damage I take? It's 1d10 plus 3 with 0 penetration. Let's see. 10 plus 3. 4. 3 plus 4. Minus my toughness and my armor. My armor should be 8 and my toughness should be 8. Minus 16 equals okay, then how much is that? Negative 9. I am unharmed. My goodness. Okay, so I'm not affected. Alright, now it's my turn. I think this time I'm gonna demonstrate his psychic ability, so hold on to your butts, everybody. The Succubus Impaler is about to show off his psychic abilities. Warp Rift. Threshold 26. Okay. Let's just make sure we know what we're doing. It's within 20 meters, so... without any reduction. Okay. So it's within 20 meters. So I move 4 meters. One, 2, 3, 4. I activate Warp Rift. Takes a half action to prepare, so but it'll get just everybody in the room, so hold on. Threshold 26. So I need to reach that with 4. I have a psi rating of 4, so I get 4 dice. And let's see how much willpower my willpower bonus is. So I got 5. So 5 plus. Hopefully I can activate this thing. I really do. 26. 21. Plus 21 equals 26. Wow, I did it. I made it. I made it just barely. Yep, 26. Success. Let's see how much damage cultists take. 2d10, that's 2. Inside. Okay then, now I'm gonna try an alternative. Okay, so do the cultists want to continue fighting? Since they're... Okay then, let's see here. So the other way, you want to try the other way? Okay. So we can use their willpower, and let's see if they're still willing to fight. Oh, let's just use the Oracle again. So, unlikely. Six. Oh. Yes, they want to keep fighting. Oh, this will be interesting. But maybe I'll just reserve it for another day. At least I've showcased to you how a lot of this stuff works.